to continue our discussion about Black women not liking to work out, okay? And let me see if I can actually put that in the title. Let me see, or let me do a poll right now. Are you Black? Are you a Black woman? And then if so, do you work out? Okay, I'm just curious to see what the answer is going to be. I just want to see what the community says. But I wanted to continue to discuss this. And also, can I do the title? I want to see if I can do the title. I don't know if I'm able to do the title. Let's see, at least 1 minute of the video is needed to start. Okay. So I wanted to actually put this in the title, guys, but maybe I should have done it at the beginning. So here's the thing, guys. So I reacted to a gentleman's video a couple days ago, and it was kind of like this in the moment first initial reaction and kind of shock. Not really shock, because I wasn't shocked about what was being said, but just kind of like that first initial like knee-jerk feeling of seeing a really racy topic of Black women don't work out. Black women don't like to work out. Hello. So I wanted to continue the conversation, and I actually did a little bit more digging and more research on my own. I'm just gonna be putting something in the comments really quickly, so bear with me while I'm putting this in there. But I think it's something that we need to continue to discuss, and I think it's something that we need to kind of have that uncomfortable conversation about. It's, you know, at the end of the day, I think what I gathered from the last live is that it's kind of most of the time true. Black women, unfortunately, most of the time don't want to work out. And I dug into like, why is that? I wanted to know the why behind it. So I did some digging. As soon as I'm able to post this link in here, then I'll be able to dive deeper with you guys on what I'm referring to. So one of the things that I thought was interesting that came up was that, let's see, fat loss ebook. One of the things that I thought was interesting that came up was that one of the number one reasons why Black women don't like to work out, it's because, oh my gosh, okay, there. One of the number one reasons why Black women don't like to work out, according to these polls, according to these stats, is due to socioeconomic struggles and socioeconomic status. And so one of the articles specifically said, I just want to kind of read it verbatim here. It said that personal community barriers, which include family, childcare responsibilities, lack of social support, lack of safe spaces for Black women, limit many Black women's time in engaging with any form of activity. In the article it says, would love to see Black community individuals, businesses, and third-party organizations coming together to redesign interventions that really support us. And then another aspect of this article was that it says, it's simply because as a community, Black people face discrimination and racism on a daily basis. And in order to avoid that, we find it better to stay away or flock to a different kind of group or activity that guarantees more brown skin. So, is that something that you guys have experienced? Do you guys, have you guys ever like seen that before, or, have you gone through that personally? Because I know that at the end of the day, it's going to really depend on what, where you live, right? Your personal experiences, your personal socioeconomic status, where you live, right? Are you, and again, I know that I have multiple people from multiple races on here, multiple ethnicities, but I really do want to discuss this a little further and dive deeper, because it is an issue. It is a problem. I also looked up the like other supporting arguments about why Black women don't like to work out, and there's there's hundreds and hundreds of articles on this, and I was shocked because I was like, wow, this is really a thing. I never, like, because I'm just so in the zone, I don't think about Black women not liking to work out because I'm a Black woman. I'm also half Punjabi, but I'm a Black woman and I work out. So, and I had to be really honest. I said, okay, you know, let me dive deeper into this. So when I saw the articles about the hair, it's mainly the hair. A lot of it is the hair. And so, you know, I remember back, actually, it triggered a memory reading about this. When I was in college, there was this beautiful Black girl, like gorgeous Black girl that I know. And she was like, you know, you're so lucky. And I was like, well, you know, what are you talking about? And she's like, you know, you get to work out. And I was on a dance team, so I didn't really work out. I was just on a dance team. So she's like, you get to like be on your dance team and sweat your hair out all the time and like not worry about it. Like you can just wear it curly for a couple of days and then straighten it again. And I didn't, like, I had no awareness of it. So this is when I was like 18, 19 years old, right? Like just coming into the world, like, you know, on my own at 18, like living in the dorms in college. And I'm, you know, so now you're meeting more people and they're able to like compare themselves to you. You're able to compare yourselves to them, and you're just naturally doing it, right? Like we say, don't compare yourself, but I just think it's a natural human thing to kind of automatically compare yourself. It is what it is. So she was like, you know, you don't have to worry about your, she was like, you don't have to worry about your hair. And so me remembering that comment, when I was reading these articles, I was like, I guess I really do see what they're saying. It's like, I don't, you guys, I do not pay for my hair. The only money that I actually pay for is, or the only money that I actually spend is on my mane and tail shampoo, on my castor oil, or my, I do vitamin E. I do a lot of oils. So I'll do oils on my hair. I'll do mane and tail, like my own concoction of oils, like my special little potion, my mane and tail. And then I'll do like, that's pretty much it, right? So, you know, but women do spend hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of dollars on their hair. A lot of Black women. Just want to see what the poll is saying so far. Okay, are you a Black woman? Okay, so 42% of you said no. 42% of you said no. 58% so far said yes. I said, are you a Black woman? If so, do you work out? So 58 said no, or I'm sorry, 58% said yes. 42% said no. So for the people that said no, if you don't mind, kind of just explaining why you don't work out, or were you referring to like if you're Black or not, you know, just kind of like give us some context, because I want this to be an open forum on, you know, what's going on, kind of in the macrocosm, but also in the microcosm, right? So this is like more of a microcosm. This is just like a sample size of people. And so I would like to hear more context if you can. I would love to hear that. So, you know, I had to admit, like, I don't have a hair bill. And so it is because I don't think about, like, I have my go-to protective styles, which is a high bun, or either high bun or a messy bun, or it'll be out and just like my big Diana Ross hair, and it'll be like just air dried. And I just have accepted, you know, my big curly, sometimes frizzy hair, right? But I do understand that there's different, you know, we're all different. We all have different experiences. We all have different traumas. And so, you know, for me, I'm like, just go natural, right? Like my mom, for example, she has, you know, the traditional fully, like she's a full Black woman, right? She's not mixed at all. And so her braid of hair is like the traditional Black woman's braid of hair. And so she just wears her hair back in a bun too, right? So in my mind, so my own mother, who is a full Black woman, I'm imagining like that most Black women have a go-to hairstyle when their hair is in their natural state. But it's sounding like that's not really the case. And so I wanted to kind of just like unravel that, or like discuss that a little bit. because I don't think that we have empathy for that or really take that into account. And so I know that some of you guys are professional hairstylists that follow me. Some of you guys, have your own experiences. And I don't know what the answer is, but I just wanted to start the dialogue on what we can do to kind of like get in front of Black women not feeling like they have to sacrifice body movement, physical activity, because forget the hair. If your joints aren't working, if your legs aren't working, if you don't have muscle mass, if you don't have good bone density, if you don't have good skeletal muscle, like going into your late 40s, 50s, 60s, like you're going to start to have joint pain, back pain, like all these issues. And you forget trying to look cute to go somewhere. You won't even be able to go anywhere because your body is not like healthy, right? So let's like discuss like, so for example, the only thing I can really offer up at the moment is, what's in my immediate scope of view. And it's my own mother, and my grandmother. Like my grandmother would get, like her Jerry curls, or like she would get, relaxers on her hair, and she had her go-to style. So even if she sweat, the way that her hair would come out, it was just curly. My mom, she just has her go-to bun, or sometimes she'll do like put twisties in her hair, and her hair is gray, so she'll have it like matching the color, and she can sweat in that, and she's perfectly fine. Like if she is working out with me or something like that. My mom doesn't really sweat often because she's not like really getting it in a gym. She doesn't have a gym membership, but she does walk. She does make it a point to walk. But honestly, if my mom's hair was relaxed all the time, she probably wouldn't walk as much. But my mom's at a stage in life where she doesn't, like, she just wants to be healthy. She wants to feel like it has embraced every aspect of her. She doesn't feel pressure to have to keep up with her hair with like the latest and greatest hairstyle. And again, it's biased because she's in her 60s, so she's not really like, she's just in a different space mentally. So for some of us that are like maybe 50 and under, 55 and under, that are feeling the pressure of society, feeling like we have to keep up with like our hairdo, our hairstyle, keeping up with like the latest beauty trend, beauty standard. Maybe if you're a single woman feeling like in order to get the attention of a man, you have to keep up with the latest and greatest hairstyles. And to be honest, I know that there's definitely some men out there that love like the short natural look, like that short from the Black Panther, like the main character with the Black Panther, like the love interest. I forgot her name, or Lupita, like her hair, like that hairstyle. I know that there's some men that absolutely, like they actually prefer that hairstyle, but that's kind of like the exception. It's not the rule. And it really should be the rule. Like it should be how women were born. We should be embracing and uplifting their beauty just exactly with how they were born, right? So what do you guys think about this? Is this something that you're going through with the hair? Also to socioeconomic status, like have you, come from humble beginnings, and, maybe now you're out of those humble beginnings and you now are focused more on your health. I know, again, growing up, my mom definitely fell on hard times when I was a little, 5 years old and under. I mean, she wasn't worried about trying to work out and keep up with her body, having 2 young children as a single mom. I prefer natural, short or long over a wig. Okay. And I think Red Hunter, I'm so happy you said that. And I hope people make it this far into the live. And when people catch this on the replay, I hope that people stay long enough to read that, because I think that the more that women hear that, Black women, specifically, then I think that they will feel like more comfortable to not have so much pressure on themselves to keep up with this, like these hairstyles, and spend thousands of dollars on weave and all of that. And I know that a lot of women, here's what I want to say, about, I don't really talk about relationships often and men and women, dating and stuff like that. It's very rare when I do discuss those things, but I do know it's a part of like health, fitness, like all of it kind of like bleeds into each other. What I want to say is, if a man, this is for any woman that is watching this now or in the future, if a man counts you out because you don't have this weaved up hair, or you're fitting this particular look, like looking like Beyonce, looking like, whoever else is like usually weaved up in the media, if a man is like overlooking you because of that, it's actually to your favor. He's allowed to have a preference that, you know, it is what it is, but you also get to be excited that, okay, cool, I already don't have to worry about this guy, because there's going to be pressure to always have to have a wig on, always have to have, you know, my hair done in a certain way, and like I'm not going to be able to keep up with that pressure. So I'm happy that I don't have to keep up with that, you know? Like it's already an option checked off. Like, okay, cool, don't have to worry about that guy. Next. And you'll come across a guy like Red Hunter who is like, oh, I actually prefer natural hair. Like I would, instead of you getting a wig, you know, yeah, that hair looks nice, but like I actually like your natural hair because it looks the best. Like your own hair looks the best on you. So I just want to put that out there for any women, you know, feeling like, oh, well, I'm not going to be like a heavily sought out option. To be honest, sis, you only need one man, right? Like if you're really clear on what you want, and you're clear on you want a life partner, you want a husband, like you only need one husband. So you don't need to be sought after and looked, you know, and glorified by like hundreds and hundreds of men that like this one particular look that you're trying to fit, like squeeze yourself into, right? Like all you need is just, sorry guys, all you need, guys, is just to embrace your actual look, right? Like just embrace your actual look. Okay. Let's see. Good afternoon. Blessings. Hello. Hello. How are you doing? It says 4 to 1 women to man. We on to the next, respectfully. I mean, yeah, like, you know, if you can give more context to that, Walter, like on to the next, if like a woman didn't keep up with the standard, or on to the next, like, can you just, I just want to make sure, just to give context, I just want to make sure. So, you know what, again, guys, like I want to be vulnerable and not vulnerable, well, yeah, vulnerable too, but I want to be empathetic to women, Black women that don't have, like, they feel like they can't find their, you want to feel like a 10 every day. We're not going to do that, but we want to feel, it doesn't matter if the 10, if like society thinks we're 10 or not, we want to look in the mirror, just feel at a 10 in confidence, right? So what I want to challenge my Black sisters on here is to find 2 to 3 hairstyles with your natural state. Like really take this next month to find 2 to 3 natural hairstyles where you feel confident, like you feel really, really good. So like I said, for me, you'll see me like in hundreds of my videos, you'll see me with a high bun on. Actually, my most viral video right now, my most viral video is of me with a bun. Like it's just, I, you know, put my head upside down, brushed it forward, wrapped, twisted it, did this, and put it, boop, a top knot right here. That's my most trending video right now. So I feel good with that. You know, I feel clean, I feel kempt, I feel like, you know, my hair is out of the way, like it's just like nice and it's fresh and all of that. Another one that I love is kind of like the messier look where but it's like messy cute, right? Like it's like the messy bun, but it's like the, like, oh, like I naturally just put it up real quick, but there is intention behind it. And then my third is just my big curly hair, right? And I used to actually, I've had a journey with that because, you know, I've actually had jobs where I got hired specifically because my hair was straight at the interview, and they were like, well, we prefer you to keep your hair straight when you come into work, right? And the particular company that I used to work for actually ended up getting sued hundreds and hundreds of times over because other women were, and I should have filed a suit, but I just like wasn't on, I just was like super young and impressionable and was like, okay, you know, and I like my hair straight too. So it didn't really bother me, but I was like, dang, you know, my hair is getting a lot of heat damage. Like, I'm not going to be able to keep up with this. So thankfully, while I was still at that job, they actually expanded the look policy to accommodate brown and Black women that have naturally curly, wavy, you know, or kinky hair, right? It says, I don't force hairstyles, especially on women adults. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Just came in from a workout. I work out daily. Okay. Comedic wellness. So what we're talking about is specifically, there is a lot of Black women who have admitted in these polls. So the information that I got was from polls that were taken from Black women on why they don't work out. And one of the number one things that they said was due to hair. And so I am reacting to this guy that I came across, a video of him discussing it. And so I did kind of like this like immediate knee-jerk reaction in my last live. And so this is more of a calm down, like I did some of my own research. And you know, the stuff that he came across, I was actually shocked. There was more articles. So he was reading an article. When I typed in the topic, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles about Black women not working out at the same rate as white women, or you know, Asian women, or you know, other ethnicities. Black women, you know, two out of 5 Black women don't work out. Like all these stats came up, and I was shocked because it's not something that I think about. So I wanted to, you know, why you just came in from a workout and you work out daily. So I wanted to know, like, why do you work out daily? Like, is it like, are you worried about sweating your hair out? Are you not? Do you have go-to protective styles that you don't worry about? Like, what is your routine with sweating out your hair? Like me, I'm gonna go sweat out my hair right now, guys. Like my hair's straight right now, and you know, I'm gonna go sweat it out right now. Like, but I do want to be empathetic and say, you know, I also have, like, when my hair goes gets sweated out, I'm just gonna wear it curly for the next couple of weeks, right? Like and then I go back and forth. Like most of you guys know me as having my big curly hair, but you know, do you have a protective style? Like, what's your thing? Kampora says, I love a woman looking the way God made her. And okay, Kapara, can we, like, I don't know if people do have lives, you know, like, you know, go live on YouTube, or if you guys have your own channels. I know some of you guys have active YouTube channels that you post on your channel as well. And then, you know, maybe you don't, but we need to get the word out more. Like, Black women need to hear that from men more. But that's your real hair. Waves cost a lot of money. And that's what I wanted to be honest with myself and say, okay, like, that's true. You know, like women are buying, like, you know, women are buying this. I don't have to buy it. So to God be the glory on that. And I want to be empathetic that there's women that are looking at me saying, okay, well, that's not fair because Ciana doesn't have to, like, she's not worried about sweating her hair out because she likes her hair curly too. And like some women, like maybe we need to uplift our women to feel happy with how they look when their hair's natural. You know, like, again, my mom, she's a full Black woman, right? African-American woman. She loves her hair in her natural, like, actually she prefers, like, she don't even have a straightener anymore. She's, the days of her straightening hair, I mean, maybe she might do it like once every 3 years or something for something very specific. I think honestly the last time she straightened her hair was like for her mother, my grandmother's funeral. Like she just wanted to, like, you know, just have a different look or whatever. But like, and it was kind of like a, you know, a quick side note, my grandmother's funeral was a very beautiful funeral. It was very intimate. It was very loving. And, you know, it was kind of like a family reunion in a way. So she just wanted to, you know, present herself, you know, whatever, but, in a different way. But like my mom, she has her natural hair. It's kinky. It's, you know, it's the traditional Black woman hair. I don't know how to like specifically say that, but it's just how the way that Black women have, the way that it comes out of their scalp, that's how her hair, you know, how my mom's hair looks. And I'm fumbling around because this is not a topic that I've ever had to really think about. So, you know, it's my mom's natural hair, and she just pulls it back. Like she has like specific pomades, specific oils, specific products that really lay her hair down really, really well. Maybe I'll ask her what she uses and talk about it on the next live. But she, you know, has very specific types of products, and then she just slicks it back in this beautiful, elegant bun. And she just has a slit down the middle. And then she just looks, you know, and then she'll wear like these beautiful earrings, and she just always looks clean and kempt, right? It's 2025 society is too easily for men to publicly get their opinion on women's appearances. Yeah, like Everyday Muscle, I you know, oh, too easily offended. Well, this is a thing, and this might be a good YouTube tip as well. And also welcome to the membership, Everyday Muscle. I appreciate you tapping in. I'm going to do a members only live later, actually. So I'm happy you're tapping in. So, I mean, we have even deeper conversations, like even more meaty, juicy conversations in the members only. So I'm happy you're a part of it. So here's the thing, like, it is racy. And when I did this live, so this is my second time doing this topic. When I did this live topic a couple of days ago, people were mad at me. But like, honestly, I kind of didn't care, because I'm like, it's a topic that needs to be discussed. And, you know, people are going to get offended. But if you kind of like, you know, in order to kind of grow your YouTube channel, you're going to have to also pick a side, you know, and I'm kind of going through that journey too, because sometimes you want to keep it like, you know, you don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to, you know, ruffle anyone's feathers. But like some real topics, like actual real life topics, like that need to be discussed and unveiled, and so we can work through them. Like, they're kind of polarizing, but it does grow your YouTube channel. So just like on a side note, that wasn't my main part, but like I did get a lot of, up to like 70 or 80 people, because in the title, I didn't do it this time, and don't like to work out. And so a bunch of people were coming in like, you know, and I were coming in like wanting to probably like come at me, but it was actually in favor and in defense of like, okay, let's discuss this. Like, we need to uplift our black women, right? So, you know, it's just side note on that. So you guys, I kind of want to get a decaf coffee at Starbucks right now. Just, you know, just wanted to share that. I think I might get a decaf. So, my main point of that Everyday Muscle is that, you know, you're a very eloquent speaker. And I really think that like doing a live about, especially because you're, and I'm not telling you need to do this. Like, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, as a woman, as I hear women, you know, talking about these, like behind the, like these intimate topics, these embarrassing topics behind the scenes, like not online. We need to hear that from men more. Like, we need to hear that we like your natural hair. We like your natural hair. Like, you know, just find like, we like natural. There's like 3 men that already said it in here. But like, when you go out into the macrocosm, black women are under the impression that in order to keep up with the world's, like all of the women in the world, that we need to keep up with a certain type of hair that fits into you know, that look of like the long flowy hair, right? And again, I do want to reiterate, if a man prefers long flowy hair, then that's just not your husband. Like, that's okay. Like, you don't need, I mean, there's men, you know, that prefer lighter skinned women, there's men that only prefer super chocolate, beautiful African dark skinned women. There's men that prefer, you know, women that have that short curly, like Halle Berry, like look that she used to rock for a long time. There's men that specifically only like blonde curly hair, like it, not even straight. They want it to be blonde and curly, you know? So like, it has to be, you know, dyed. And, you know, is some women that, black women that do have like those natural blonde streaks in their hair. Like, there's some men that just, they are looking for women that have that look. They're looking for women that have freckles, right? Like, and that's okay. Like, and as women, we have our preferences too. So it goes both ways. But I think that there's just, women are trying to be like, okay, let me rephrase this. Women are under the impression that they need to be sought after to, you know, hopefully find a mate, you know, okay, I need more options, but you really don't. It's actually a way to narrow down your options, if that makes sense. Like, you being you, it's going to eliminate 90% of men, right? Like, if there's a man that prefers only Mexican women, if there's a man that prefers only mixed looking women, if there's a man that prefers only Asian women, like, so when you are trying to look like another race, like, you might open up your bracket a little bit to like appeal to more men, but then essentially at the end of the day, if they have their specific type, they're still just going to revert back to like their original type that they like, even if you're trying to like have an appeal to like a wider range of men. So live in the fact that Like there's some men too that love when women doll up all the time. Like they love all the, like the makeup, like they want their woman to have that like, just like glam girl look. Like for me, I love to have the glam girl look when I get my makeup professionally done, or maybe if I have like an event that I'm like, if I'm going to a gala or something specific, but like, that's not me. This is me. I, you know, like to have, you know, clean, nice skin. I like to put on a little bit of eyeshadow, a little bit of my eyeliner. I'll put on mascara. I didn't put on mascara today, but I'll put on some mascara. I'll put on some lip liner and some lip gloss. And like, that's my everyday look. That's my everyday look. Agreed. I always, it's always in your benefit to weed out men who don't prefer your natural. Yeah. Cause guess what, ladies, you're going to have to wake up next to them. You know what I'm saying? So are you going to wake up like an hour early, like specifically make sure you set your alarm to wake up an hour early to put the whole, costume on? It's just too much to keep up with. So if you know, go and you look in the mirror and you say, okay, I'm going to be me. And I know that being me is going to eliminate a group of men that are like going to be attracted to me. And it only narrows it down to 2 or 3 men that are left, 2 men that are left. Well, perfect. Perfect. So now you don't have all these choices. Like now you don't have to have analysis paralysis. Like now it's just narrowed down to 2 men and you can like really, you know, dive into character, dive into the way that they, you know, treat their family, dive into the way that they want to build legacy. Do they want to build legacy? Dive into the way that, you know, do they want to be a father? Do they not? Like you can dive into those things. But I can't help it. Yes, I kind of like glam look. You look all right like that. Yeah, like, and I think that men, again, men are allowed to have their preferences. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would prefer a more fit looking guy. Now, is that a deal breaker? No, but like my preference is, yeah, I'm a very active woman. So I would prefer that. So there's some men that just do not work out. Like they would be cut out then, you know? Now, do they have to have this ripped, shredded body? I mean, yeah, that would be nice, but you know, as long as you're trying, I would go with that too, right? So now some men don't even want to try. They're like, I just don't care about fitness. Well, then you're automatically going to be out for me, right? Because I like someone that wants to be active, go to, you know, have an active lifestyle, go hiking, go, you know, travel to new beaches, walk around the beach, like activity. So again, none of it's wrong, none of it's right. It's just like we're all born with our own like natural preferences, right? So I think that you just made my point. Okay, yeah. When women do, it's called standards preferences. When men do, that's true. Everyday muscle. I do think that there is like a harsh, I do think like when men talk about what they want, it's like there is this like backlashing most of the time of like, oh, well, they should just, you know, accept every woman how they are. And it's like, well, but we don't do that either. You know what I'm saying? So no, if a man is like, look, I like a dolled up woman. Look, I like a woman to have a certain body shape. Look, and like, guess what? There's 4 billion women on the planet. So there's going to be a section of women that fit that look. There's some men that I've met, like there's literally men that I've met where they're like, you're literally not thick enough. Like whenever I try, for some reason, I feel like it's an East Coast thing. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems like my personal experience, like people, when I go to the East Coast, people like refer to me as thin. And I'm like, I'm thick. But like in California, I'm thick. But on the East Coast, like they're looking at me like, you need to like get some more meat on your bones, right? So it doesn't matter because I'm going to be me. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm at my most confident. So that way I exude that to attract a partner that is into like how my God made my body. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to eat more or get my body done just to be thicker. So, but there's men like that. Like they're like, I like the 12, you know, when women are size 12, size 14, like they like that. So it goes all different ways. But I just think that, you know, again, just circling back to the main point of this, if, you know, men can do more discussions about, hey, look, like, just be you, just be in your natural state. And there is men that actually do like that, because women do feel so, I mean, women are will be in tears sometimes when they don't feel like they're up to par. Like literally, it's sad, but like women will be in tears. They will not go anywhere for months so that way they save up just to have their hair done. Right? Like not everybody has that struggle or even thinks about it. I don't think about it because again, if I'm like, well, I'm going to go to an event, I don't feel like straightening my hair. I'm just going to wear a nice bun up, boom. But there's some women that are like, I have to keep up. So like, I'm not going to, my car broke down. So I had to use my hair money to fix my car. So like, I can't go anywhere for 2 months. Like that's sad. You'll be considered on the slim and fit side. Yeah. That's how I see myself too. Like, but then there's men like in LA where they'd be like, ooh, you thick. Like in California, I'm considered, which I don't really, I just want to look in the mirror and feel confident with myself. Right. Like, I don't really care to like fit into a certain category. When I look in the mirror and my body shape and my body stature, if in one region it's considered thick, cool. If in one region it's considered the slim thick, cool. Half street, but can maneuver in a corporate world. Let's see. I'm originally from Miami. I live in South Florida now. I like thick, but not all the time. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. A baddie is a baddie. That's true too. Like there's some men that are like, especially if you like catch some of the Pop the Balloon. I don't watch the actual show. I like watching it on Tony Gaskin's channel, where he reacts to it, right? So I love watching that. So it's interesting. Some of the men on there, they don't have a preference. They're like, they'll take a skinny woman or a very, very voluptuous thick woman, but it's the confidence. It's the way that it's like the whole show, like the whole shebang, like from head to toe. Like, does she just look beautiful? And it's like, oh, okay, she looks beautiful, but she happens to be thick. Or, oh, she looks beautiful, but she happens to be like a very, very, like she's a size 25, size 26 in the pants. Like, so there's some men that are like that too. So again, we're all born, like there's nuances, there's detail in all of this. But I think the macrocosm of the whole thing is that, we got to make sure that we are taking care of our Black women and making them feel confident. And then another part of the article that I read, my own research that I did about this topic, there was polls done about Black women not feeling comfortable to even go inside of a gym, like how they're treated when they're in the gym. Even like they walk in the gym and they don't feel welcome. They don't feel like they're just getting the looks, right? Or they don't see anybody that looks like them. Like Black women won't go in the gym because they don't see other Black women, but like that's because they don't go in the gym. So it's like if all the Black women went in the gym, then we would see each other, right? Now here's the thing. Now going down to the microcosm, me being in LA, right? Me being in LA, I do see a lot of Black women, but they're 30 and under. So it's kind of like this social media fitness culture. I see tons of Black women, but they're 30 and under, right? I genuinely cannot recall the last time that I've seen a woman that perceivably looks like 50, 55 and up in the gym. Right? I know that they exist. I'm sure I've seen one in my life or two, but most of the time, but now what I see women in their 70s that are Asian all the time. If anyone knows why that is, like I see them out of all of the older women across all the ethnicities, I will consistently see several Asian women that are 60 and up, 65, 70, 80 in the gym. So if anyone knows why that is, like, please let me know in the comments. I would be curious to like know why that, or maybe I'll do more research on that too. But like, I don't see Indian women. I'm half Indian. I don't see none of my older aunties or BBs in there. Y'all got to get in there too. I mainly, talk about, Black women because, when I look at my analytics, most of the people that follow me are Black women as opposed to Indian women. But yeah, like I don't see Indian women 50 and up in the gym either. Every skin tone is gorgeous. Have you seen Akoi, the model? I haven't, I don't think I know who that is. It's hard on Black women. I got muscles and high blood pressure. Our diet's messed up. Okay. Indians, I heard, got good diets with the pepper. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like there is, it's an automatic detox lifestyle because there's so many spices and herbs that are just constantly detoxing the body. I think it's because older women are looking to socialize. Okay. Okay. And what's interesting is I do see that older Asian ladies, they'll gather and they're socializing. So I mean, like, actually what I see a lot is when I go in the sauna, they'll be in like their little cute little bathing suits and their little hats, and like they'll be in a corner in the jacuzzi. It'll be like 4 of them and they're all like talking. So it's like, I don't know if women need to start doing a culture of like, instead of going to brunch, like maybe do a gym date where like everyone goes to the gym, everyone just goes and walks on the treadmill together and then goes and grabs lunch together. You know what I mean? Like maybe we can start to incorporate, like, for example, you guys saw me a couple months, like a month ago, walking outside with my mom. Instead of me and my mom doing a mother-daughter day, eating somewhere, just sitting and eating, or, you know, just like smacking off some pasta, we decided to go grab a couple of coffees and a couple of teas and just go walk around the reservoir in Silver Lake in Los Angeles County. East Indian men have a horrible frame though. Okay, that's a little extra. I have an Indian friend and she won't go to the gym or wear a tank top. She's so insecure of her body hair. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. I understand. And again, it's the insecurity comes from the pressure of society, right? Like it's not something she was born with. It's like it's put on her. So it's the same thing with Black women and our hair, and like the pressure to have a certain type of hairstyle. And then we don't want to sweat it out, right? Like in one of the articles, it literally was like women are mortified, like when their hair accidentally gets wet, and they're like, I spent $2,000 on my hair. Like it's a huge deal. And like, that's crazy. People are paying whole car notes for hair. And it's like, again, I get it. If that's just really you, like I do get it. Like there is some artsy women that really are into that. But like in general, if you feel, I mean, I just want to speak from the heart on this. Like if you are a Black woman listening to me right now, you do not have to, okay? You do not have to be anything but you. And there's men on here that have said that, like, we like women with their own natural hair, like however it looks on them. Now, when we see the red carpet, when we see the BET Awards, when we see the Grammys, we see the women with the wigs. So we're like, okay, so that's the level of beauty. But like, there's also women on there. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, I think that we kind of pay attention to the ones in the media, but there also is some women in the media that have embraced their natural look. My sister is plus size and a nurse. Instead of exercise, she opted for surgery in DR and almost died 2 to 3 times. I'm in the Starbucks line, guys. Let me order real quick. Hi, it's Ciana.
Alright, are you paying cash, card, or Starbucks app?
A card?
For that one, my card reader said I can only take the Starbucks app or cash.
I think I can, yeah, I can pay with the app.
Yeah, what can I get for you today?
Can I get a tall decaf coffee?
Yes,
and can you,
decaf coffee?
yeah, and can you do 50% decaf and 50% coconut milk?
Yeah.
And
Coconut milk steam?
yes, please.
You got it. Give me 1 sec. What else can I get for you?
That's it today.
Alright, let's see if window.
Thank you. So she almost died 2 to 3 times, and the surgery, she woke up during the surgery? Sorry. Oh my gosh. Whoa. I'd rather a Black woman just wear low fades and can wash your head. Not kidding. I like bald women with boom. Oh my gosh. I need to pin that. Michael Burns. More women need to see, there's like 4 or 5 Black men. I'm assuming you guys are Black. And if you're not, correct me if I'm wrong. But there's 4 or 5 men in here. There's 4 or 5 men in here that are keep referring to natural. So we need to hear that more. So if you have a platform, if you can weave it into your niche somehow, It would be beautiful if you can like do a topic on this, even if it's a 5-minute video, like, and just say PSA, public service announcement, we like women that are natural. And I think just like every little bit that goes out there, something is like irritating my eyes. Every little bit that is out there, I think there's like, they're like doing construction and there's like this like gas smell. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm black, but the caveat is some people heads are shaped funny. But you just gotta, my head is shaped funny. Thank God. I think God was like, okay, we know Ciana's gonna really struggle. She's gonna really, because my head is like flat. Like I don't have like, I feel like my head is like flat. So it just goes like, and it goes boop. Like it doesn't like, so I think God was like, let me just go ahead and not have her deal with too much bullying, and let me put a full head of hair on her because she got that head shape. I think women dress up more to impress other women. That's true. Oh, you got an egghead? Yeah, like some of the egg community, the egghead community, you know, look, you gotta embrace you. That's why, to be honest, guys, it's funny that you say that. That's why I actually didn't like my hair in a high bun, because when I would wear my hair in a high bun, you could tell that my head's flat. But then, you know what? I just was like, I don't care. Like if a guy literally looks at me or a woman looks at me and is like, oh my God, like she's got a flat egg head. I don't want to be her friend. Like, bye, weirdo. Like, you know what I mean? Or a guy's like, I don't want to give her a chance, or I don't want to talk to her because she has a flat egg head. Like, okay, bye. You know, you got a big head. So it's like, you know, we're both like, we're both struggling out here. Hi.
Hi. Your total's gonna be $5.95.
Okay. I think women put too much thought on looks. I mean, there are men out there that look quote unquote ugly too, but they can't do all the stuff that women do to change their appearance. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm going to be honest with you. Just a quick pro tip. You can. If you're quote unquote by society standards ugly, the way that men can combat this, again, this is not Ciana saying this, society standards putting some men in the category of ugly, how you can combat that is money. And I'm not saying you need to walk around showing your money. When you have nice material clothes on, when you have like the best haircut for your face shape, when you have like your nails kempt, right? Thank you. When you have your hair kempt, right? When you have like a nice watch on, you know, that just like looks nice on your wrist. When you're smelling good, your skin looks like nice and oiled up, nice and moisturized, right? Your teeth are white. When your teeth are looking like clean, they're looking white. If you can actually get, you know, because of money, if you can actually get like a set of teeth that complements your mouth shape, teeth will level up anybody, by the way. Like teeth is a big one. Also too, getting in the gym. So kind of like getting that like aesthetic where, you know, your neck is looking strong. Your muscles are looking strong. And then naturally, like when you work out, it complements your face, right? Like you start to have like more of a, like a structured looking face, like the muscles in your face. So if you want to glow up as a man, I'm just like giving you guys some tips here. You can look like not like money, like you need to walk around, but you can just look like, ooh, like, you know, that person is well put together. So just a quick tip there. If you feel like you're an ugly man watching this, like if anyone is feeling like that, women, I'm just telling you from a woman's perspective, like women can overlook society being like, ooh, that man, like, okay, perfect example is Jay-Z. Perfect example is Jay-Z. Society gets on Jay-Z a lot for his looks, but like he looks like money. Do you see what I'm saying? He looks like money. So it's like, the way that his aura is, it's like it kind of, it hides, or like it outshines society's standards of like his face shape or his lip shape or his features, the features on his face, right? You look like a woman from Bangladesh in my area. I like those women. He I'm sorry. I know that like he's going through a stage where like, I don't know. I feel like he went through an era where like he had a very like interesting look, but like you guys get what I'm saying. You guys get what I'm saying. I would even say like, you know, the diddler, Mr. Diddy. Aside from what he's going through right now, I would even say he's another one that people would like look at him, and I don't really recall the media really being like he's a heartthrob, you know, like he's not like a Denzel Washington, right? But like, because the diddler, like when you have, you know, you put the fit game, the hair, the, you know, like the whole swag, like however, it's like he just looks attractive to some women because of just the whole what is it, ensemble, that's the word I was looking for. The whole ensemble is like overshadowing maybe the fact that he doesn't look like a Denzel Washington type of face, right? So, you know, it's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable topic to talk about. I also think that with Black and brown women, if they don't feel comfortable going in somewhere, I'll be honest with my personal experience with that, because I have gone to gyms where it's just all mostly Middle Eastern people, or all mostly white people. Okay. Now, and I sat there and I was like, why did I not feel like intimidated or like awkward or like to go into this gym? And every time I go, there's mainly, I don't see anyone that looks like I don't see any dark skinned women in there, you know, that look like me. Right. And I think that this is nuanced. So I do want to admit that it's a bias and it's nuanced. Growing up, I was raised around all white people. As I got older, like when I went into college is when I got exposed to a melting pot of people. But you guys, like, you look at my childhood pictures and all my friends were white. So like, and it was just because that's where my mom put me in school. Like, that's where my mom, just a quick little side story. My mom was raised in Compton, you know, like South Central Compton. She would, you know, walk to school. She would see DEAD bodies. Like, she literally has stories of seeing those kind of bodies. So my mom was like, obviously I don't, like, that would be like, I want a better life for my own children. Right. Like, and so where my mom happened to move, it was mainly white people. So growing up, junior high, elementary school, junior high, high school, it was mainly white kids. So like, I don't know if that like subconsciously was programming me to just be used to being around people that didn't look like me. So I was like, that's interesting, because if you were someone that was raised mainly around, like you went to mainly, you know, Black and brown schools, or mainly Black and brown junior high, high school, right? I could see how subconsciously you're programmed to feel like you need, in order to feel comfortable, you have to have people that look like you around you. That wasn't me. I was thrusted into discomfort from like a very young age. And I wouldn't even say, I had no, you know, when you're a child, you know, you have that innocence there. I didn't even have the awareness of like, oh, I'm different, you know? So like being a young child and I just wanted friends, you know, like I didn't really care the color that they were. And then as I got older, I realized, oh, okay, you know, like I'm definitely the only Black girl here. But again, it was like, I didn't have a choice. Like, it was just, this is it. This is where I go to school, you know? So now as an older adult, I'm like, that is wild. I literally don't even flinch. Like if I walk into, you guys, if I walk into an area, a certain gym, because I live in LA County, so there's like hundreds, thousands of gyms all over LA. So sometimes, depending on what area I'm in LA, I might pop into the gym, right? I'm like, oh, I won't be able to have time to get back to where, like, my side of town. So let me just go to the gym here. Having 24-hour fitness. I also have Crunch Fitness. I have, I don't have LA Fitness, but there's like a ton of like, and then there's like just private gyms that they'll let you just go in there and work out for like $20 or $10 or whatever. So there's access to gyms all over LA. So, being that I will pop into a gym randomly, there'll be a gym full of white men, just full of white men. I don't even think about it. Like, I'm just like, where's my weights? Like, let me get my little section going. Like, I don't even, but I could see if you're not used to that. No, I don't feel weird. But I had to sit and reflect. I was like, why don't I feel weird when I'm the minority? It's because that was just my life circumstance. I just happened to be born into living in cities and going to schools where I was the only black girl all the time. So now when I'm the only black girl, I don't blink at it. I don't even blink because I'm like, oh, well, this is just like, I'm used to this. So I'll like go into a gym but I could see if you're a black woman and you're, stumble into a gym and there's nothing but all these buff bros, like smacking the weights and taking their protein powder and, they got the big headphones on and, like they have like this like energy. I could walk right past those guys, get my, 30-pound dumbbells and do my thing. Like, I don't have gym anxiety at all. Now, I did have gym anxiety in the sense of I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't have gym anxiety in the sense of, oh, there's no other black women that look like me. I didn't have that. Let me see. I'm about to park and I'll be able to read your guys' stuff safely in a second. Okay. Okay, so let's like really like quickly dive into this before I go into the gym myself. So it's not that, it's the confidence. Okay. Everyday Muscle says some people money gives them confidence. Some people muscles give them confidence. Women, like, that's true. So it's the aura, it's the vibe, it's the aura. There's some women, guys, and I know you guys could probably agree with this, where there's women who have their makeup beat down, hair beat down, outfit, but then you talk to them and they have like this awkwardness to them. Like they're not, you could tell that they're insecure. They're like, oh, is my hair look okay? And you're like, you're literally looking perfect. Like your makeup's beat down, like your hair. Or, oh, well, I can't eat that because I don't know, I feel fat today. Like they start spewing out their insecurities. So really the secret sauce to life is confidence. Let's see. Look at my last message and that's the answer. Okay, I missed it. Let me see. Some people, okay. Did you feel weird being a minority? I answered that. Everyday Muscle, if I still missed it, just repeat it if you don't mind. Patrick, what up? It says, okay, I have to say this. As a black man who lives in a major white area, when we step into a room with a small waist, giant shoulders, I get stared. Wait, when we step into a room with a small waist, giant shoulders, I get stares from them, often jealousy. It's weird. Okay. Yeah, I could, that makes sense. I grew up similarly, mom from a rough part of Bronx, then grew up around whites in the suburbs. Yeah. And honestly, shout out to our moms, not for getting us around white people, just getting us in safer environments. And I, unfortunately, it ended up being around, okay, how do I say that? Not unfortunately. I basically, I want to try to not equate safe environment just with white people, because there's safe environments with all full Black communities. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Now, where my mom happened to put me in a safer area, it happened to end up being around white people. So I just want to be clear on that. I don't want to be like quoted on that. Let's see. Dat Boy says, I find that most gyms I've gone to all over different cities, it's almost always majority white or Hispanic. Black men seem to work out more than Black women. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because, you know, we have to start kind of unraveling, like, because as a whole, this is definitely still prevalent, but as a whole, we're kind of like getting more, more educated, we don't have to worry about, so obviously, slavery at all anymore. More and more millionaires, Black millionaires are popping up every single day. Now, there is still the heavy poverty areas. There's still, that's still happening a lot too. But it's like, as that's also happening, a lot of Black people are able to figure it out and get out more than ever in history. So now that like we're kind of in this different era, like we need to now start peeling back more layers and being like, okay, we got to get our Black older women used to working out. Like, we got to get them comfortable with wanting to move their body. We got to get them comfortable with getting comfortable with their hair. Now 30 years ago, 40 years ago, we're coming out of, or even 60, 70 years ago, we're coming out of the Jim Crow laws. So of course they're not thinking about health and fitness when you're like literally dealing with Jim Crow law, but because we don't have that anymore, like now we can dive even deeper into, okay, let's get the nutrition together. Let's get off the bad oils. Let's get our body moving, right? Am I Black? Yes, I am Black. Black women need a diet version of soul food. I agree. I think they work out and not see results. Exactly, Michael Burns. That's a good point. Exactly. Why do I have white hair? This isn't, I'm also half Punjabi. So this is Punjabi, this is just how my hair grew. Like, it's just how it came out. So that's a good point. It's like, because of education with health and fitness, they either aren't getting educated because they don't have access to women directly in their direct vicinity of like a fitness instructor that's a Black woman, or a nutritionist that's a Black woman in their direct world. So because of the lack of education in that department, they could think like, okay, well, I was told to go to the gym, so I'm going to the gym, but then they're smacking off that soul food. So it's like, you're not, I mean, it's good that you're moving. Like, at the end of the day, if you still eat soul food and eat fried chicken and all that, at minimum, still go to the gym. So you just keep, your cardiovascular health up. Like, it's just still good in general just to move your body. But yeah, if you want like body goals, or you want to get like a certain body type, yeah, you're going to have to like get the nutrition in order. Dance is the exercise culture of women. That's a good one. Fidel, that's a really good point. Now that I think of it, you just triggered something. So that's why I like having these conversations. So I appreciate it. When I see the Zumba classes, I see all kinds of women in there. I do see Black women in there. I see Black women, Mexican women, Asian women, white. I do see like 60 and up Zumba classes. They have, so maybe that's it. Maybe we get our older aunties and our parents and older cousins. Maybe we get them signed up with a Zumba class or something, or just feeling comfortable. Okay, at least go to the gym and walk and like just do the small weights, just kind of like, because they do, as you age, like your muscle, if you don't have skeletal muscle, it's going to impact you, right? So we do need to get that up. They do need to have a weight training routine, but just to keep the heart going, just to kind of burn the fat, shred down, dancing is excellent, especially when you do it like for an hour straight at high intensity, at like a zone 2 range, and you do it for an hour 4 times a week. So that's like good on the joints. It's easy. But yeah, but that was a good call out. So, okay, so now I'm looking at the poll that I have here. It says, are you black? If so, do you work out? So 61% says no. So even in this chat, I don't know if maybe I should have worded it better. So I'll do a better job on the poll. I'm kind of confusing myself. Hopefully people answered if you're just a woman and you're black. So that was kind of my purpose of the way that I worded it. But 61% says no. I said, if so, do you work out? They said no. And there's 59 people, I think that 59 people that did the poll. So, I mean, there we go. Even in this own microcosm, we can see that most black women are admitting to not working out. Now, you know, I don't know, but based on my own small sample size, like of where I'm going to go now, if I had a ton of Asian women on here and it was like a group of 100 Asian women, I think that it would be flipped. I think it would be more so most Asian women would say, yeah, I work out. Let's see, breastfeeding is probably the most impactful hormonal balancing activity. Yeah. For women who have children, childbearing is the other one. Yep, that's true. That is true. My favorite workout, I don't have a favorite. I love my weight training. I just love getting in the zone, doing like heavy lifting, really pushing myself, really feeling the weight. Like it's torture, but like something about the torture of the heavy weight, like it also is producing like this like thrill to it. So I love that. I love a good cardio kickboxing session. Punching is like really good for like just, I think like on an emotional, like a stress management level, it just gets out a lot of like pressure out of the body. I feel like it relieves a lot of like tension built up. I love dancing. I grew up dancing, being a professional dancer during my college years. I love dancing. I love walking when I want to just meditate and kind of take in the scenery of where I'm at, see a new area, stumble upon a cute little coffee shop. I love walking. So I don't have a favorite. I prefer yoga. Okay. Yep. That's good. I prefer yoga, walking and dancing. By the way, if you guys are tapped in, make sure to like the video. Also make sure to subscribe. I also have my, ebook guide. If anyone's interested in that, it's down in the description. And it's also pinned to the comments. If you want to, you know, do an easy way of, losing weight. It's really worked for me for the last 10 years now. I lost 30 pounds, never gained it back. And I actually figured out that I'm promoting it as a weight loss guide, but it's technically the reason why it's easy to lose weight is because it's a detox guide. Like the way that if you do all four of the powerful pillars together, if you do them together, it's actually a lifestyle of detoxing and inflammation-free living. I didn't realize that. And one day I go, oh my gosh, the reason why it's easy is because it's a detox guide. Because you can like have like a fitness routine and then a nutrition routine, but like it just feels like it's hard to get off the weight. But when you're doing the other pillars, it helps lower your cortisol. It helps lower your inflammation in your body, which gives you more energy to then work out, right? Like, so I like realized I was like, oh my gosh, I have a detox. It's like how would I say it? Like the indirect benefit is the fact that you lose weight when you do my ebook. So yeah, I'm going to rebrand the book, but it's really good. It's really good. So definitely get the ebook. It's down in the description. It should still be pinned. I don't see it pinned. It should have been pinned, but it's for sure down in the description. Weightlifting has been transforming. It's very good for pelvic region, for squatting and lifting. Yep, absolutely. It is a must. If you are 35 and up, you have to, it's not even a joke. Like, it's not like luxury. You have to start doing resistance training if you want to live a more fulfilled life going into your midlife stage. It's a non-negotiable. So I just want to put that out there. I want to be blunt with that. Like, you need to get a resistance lifestyle, a resistance training lifestyle. Ebook is very useful and informative. Did you get the book, or are you just saying in general? If you did get the book, thank you. But yeah, or are you saying in general? I just want some more context around that. Everyday Muscle, I'm going to ask the black women I see in the gym or question of, ooh, that's a good one. Oh my God. Everyday Muscle, if you were one of those guys that had like had a little microphone on and you're like, hey, you know, I have a YouTube. Can I take like 1 minute of your time? I'm just doing a poll. Like I'll shout you out. Do you have an Instagram? You know, can we do an exchange? Like shout you out. That would be really, really fascinating, entertaining, but also informative, like educational content. That would be really, really good. That would be really, really cool. Now they're in the gym. So now it'd be interesting because they're already there, right? So it'd be interesting to see like, okay, so why do you come to the gym? Do your friends and family go to the gym, or are you the only one in your group that has a gym lifestyle? That'd be interesting to know. Why do they come to the gym? If they come consistently and just say, hey, look, I have sisters. Like, you know, I hope you're not, I don't want to offend you, but like, what's your, and just say this, you're literally trying to uplift the women, the Black women that follow your channel. How do you maintain your hair lifestyle with your fitness lifestyle? Like, what does that look like for you? I might even do that too. That was a great idea, Everyday Muscle. I'm a camera guy. I have multiple camera mics. Okay, bomb. That's exactly why I'm going to do. Yep, bomb. I love it. It's such a great idea. So yeah, I just think we need to like talk about these kind of more polarizing topics. I get uncomfortable, but I think it's also a growth experience for me too, to not always stay so safe. You know, like we have to talk about like how fitness affects your love life, how fitness affects your, you know, your cultural life, how fitness affects your hair, how fitness affects, you know, there was one more thing that I wanted to bring up before I go. When I did my research, I have it. There was another thing that I wanted to bring up. Okay, so this isn't, I didn't know this. There's an entire thousands and thousands on Reddit of this topic. I did not know it existed. I did not know it existed. So one of the comments, and it stuck out to me, it said, as a hairstylist, so this is from a hairstylist perspective. It says, as a hairstylist, I can say that it takes a lot of time to flat iron Black women's hair. If workout time suddenly goes from 30 minutes to 4 times a week, 2 hours, 4 times a week, it's significantly less appealing. So, and then another person commented and said, came here to mention that my fiance spends at least 3 hours working on her hair when she washes it, puts it in rollers, dries it out. Never have you seen the boiling fires of hell burn in a woman's eyes like the time I accidentally soaked her hair at the pool. So it's like women are spending out. I mean, you know what it is? There's so much investment money-wise and time-wise that to then quote unquote lose the investment by working out, it's like they would rather just say, you know what, I invested too much time and too much energy and too much money into my hair, so I'm going to sacrifice my health for it. We got to do better. We got to shift the narrative. Low walking scores, food deserts are main. Oh, that's true. I actually just watched a documentary about food deserts. I didn't really know about food deserts. I don't have the discipline. So why do you think you don't have the discipline? If you were to guess, why don't you think you have the discipline? And there's no right answer. Like, just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Why don't you think you have discipline? While you're answering that, when I was I was watching a documentary about a food desert. I believe it was somewhere in the Midwest of a food desert. And it was sad to see, like and it's in America, and literally people would have to drive like 40, 50 minutes just to get access to fresh fruits and vegetables. I can walk outside and there is a cart with fruits and vegetables that people are selling. I don't even have to walk into a grocery store. You know, number one. Number two, when you walk into a grocery store, the first thing you see is the produce section. Like, you walk in, okay, so no purpose. Okay. And then why do you think you have no purpose? Why do you think you have no purpose? She meant desserts. Oh, okay. Well, I'm referring to, I think the way that No, I'm talking about food deserts, like a food desert. So what a food desert is, if just for anyone that doesn't know, a food desert is literally there's no fresh food. Like all when you walk into the stores that is available in their community, it's just processed food. It's literally just top ramen. It's just like everything in like a weird bright colored package. Only sugar drinks like the weird like um just like the sugar drinks that are hot yellow, hot green, hot blue, like it literally looks like a store, like a 7-Eleven. Like their whole grocery store looks like 7-Eleven. And then you go and there's one tiny little, like one little aisle, like as big as like a work desk of like expired fruits and vegetables. And so I didn't really know that that was like a thing. Like I kind of heard about it just through in passing of the internet, but I was like, I need to understand what a food desert is and like where it is. And unfortunately in most lower socioeconomic areas, which sadly most of them in America, not all, but most of them happen to have Black and brown people there, they don't have access to food. So it's like they're eating food to basically just live another day, but it's not giving them any nutrients. It's not giving them any cognitive abilities. It's not giving them any, you know, magnesium, zinc, potassium, like vitamin D, vitamin B, like all the things that we need to function. Like I wouldn't be able to function right now. Like this morning, guys, I had my vitamin B12 or my B12 supplement. I had my D3. I had D3 with K2. I had my, oh, they fell over there, but I had my cognitive gummies to give me, just more brain power today. Like if I didn't have my and those are from supplements, and then the rest of the day I'm gonna have fruits, vegetables, legumes. So I'm able to come on here and always have energy and always like be able to connect with you guys because I'm filled up with nutrition. If I wasn't filled up with nutrition, then I wouldn't be able to have a consistent YouTube channel, right? You said you don't need all that SHIT. What don't you need? Let's see. Yep, by design, you never see a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's, and you don't. And then also what's sad is that, let's just say if they did put one there, could the community then even afford it? And then what's sad is that it could just be a fruits and vegetables store. Like it doesn't even have to be a name brand. Just have a good diet. You don't need all the supplements. Yeah, that's true. But I would rather people take supplements when they're on the go, when they have a busy lifestyle. It's better than nothing, because sometimes people will, kind of demonize vitamins and minerals supplements, but then they'll go have, fried chicken and pizza and all these like processed sandwiches and all that on the go, and then not have anything. So, we're all in different positions, right? But as someone that's a vegan, I do have to have vitamin. I don't eat red meat. So it's unwise for me to go around being depleted in vitamin B12 because I don't eat things that have B12 in it. Yeah, see, I don't eat meat. I don't eat eggs. I do have vegetables and fruit, but I'm scientifically proven you can't get enough B12. I would have to eat like kind of like an insane amount, and I just don't have the time to eat like 7 servings of like the fruits and vegetables that have B12 in it. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be smart, but so I do think I just want to, make sure we're not doing blanket statements like that. Like you don't need all that. Like you have to, depending on the person's lifestyle. And then sometimes people will say, oh, well, I don't want to take vitamins and minerals, but then they'll drink beer. I don't want to take vitamins and mineral supplements, but then you look at their meals, their meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, there's no greens. There's not a green thing or a fruit anywhere in their diet all day. It's just bagels, toast, pasta, noodles. They'll have fried chicken sandwich. They'll have buffalo wings. Like they'll have French fries. Like you look at their whole meal and it's like, okay, well, you don't want to take supplements, but then like you're not eating any vegetables. So I've been plant-based vegan, and when I do that, it's just because I still have cheese every once in a while. And, you know, just some other things that aren't considered vegan. I do have them once in a while, like honey and other things. But I have been for like 9 years now. No, maybe 8 years. Like a solid 8 years now. I have such a good diet. I'm 35 and was told I look 25. That's amazing. Yeah, diet is huge. Diet is like, you are what you eat. You are what you eat. There's a channel where this brother grows mostly fruits from the seeds and propagating parts of plants, turning it into natural farm. That's amazing. I love that. That is just, that's the real wealth. Like, having your own farm is the true wealth. And you know, to be honest, you guys, we had access to that like in the 30s and 40s. Like, if you even look at some of the movies, like when you see some of the older Black movies, like they had like a front yard, and like the older grandma was out there, like, you know, growing her tomatoes, and you know what I'm saying? It was more like of a lifestyle. And then now, you know, there's barely front yards, right? There's barely backyards. You have to really go out of your way to, you know, make sure you get a space with the backyard to even have a garden. And then you have to have time, and then everybody loves scrolling now, right? So it's like even me, to be honest with you guys, I would love to have a garden, but I can't say that I would be the one out in the garden all day. You know, like, I love running a business like online. So I probably would hire like someone to take care of my little garden. I would love to have like avocados, lemons, you know, grow my own like dill and mint and all that. I wouldn't probably have the time with kind of the modern lifestyle of like, you know, everyone having multiple hustles and stuff like that. So Godspeed said, you'll do it. Okay. All my great aunties and uncles had gardens. Yeah, it was just normal. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, you had to be rich. Like, it was just like, you know. Now my dad comes from a farming background in India. So he grew up on a farm. And so when he moved to California, first he was living in a tiny little apartment, but he worked his way up. Now he owns 4 acres of land, and on the land, him and my dad and my stepmom, they have a garden. But my brothers and my sisters, like, they're not out there. They're not on their hands and knees in the garden. I always see my stepmom out there, you know, just on the hands and knees, like, you know, but she's burning a ton of calories doing that. See, we didn't need it. You know what, to be honest with you guys, did you guys know that the gym is actually, it's similar to processed food? The gym is actually considered processed because, like, before you were lifting lumber, you were lifting the truck, like you were lifting the heavy, I don't know, hammer. You were like, that was the muscle building. You were bending, you were squatting. Like when I see my stepmom out there, she's bending over and like doing this, and like, that's like an arm workout. Like, that's basically like doing this, right? Like, she's over there like, and I'm like, I would not, and I'm sitting there with my Starbucks, just watching her like, oh, or maybe I'm filming it. Like, this is so cool. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, she's in the weeds, like with the bugs and all. I don't like bugs, so that would probably already be an issue for me, but I want to have a garden. So I'm just being honest, right? Like, and I'll probably get in the garden, you know, just for educational purposes, just to understand, like, okay, how the soil works and all that. But like, now that I think about it, me and my siblings will literally be watching my stepmom and my dad, like, with the shovel, like, doing stuff, and we'll just be like, now I will see, in every once in a while, my dad will like force my brothers to go out there and do stuff, but he never makes like the girls do stuff. Let's see. I do eat supermarket food, but I work with it. I have been looking online for good organics, also exotic fruits you don't find in supermarket. You really, yeah, it's like we can make it fun. You know what I mean? We can make it fun. We can make it educational. Hallie, what up? Oh, we had a good discussion today. You'll have to watch the whole replay on this one. But we're doing this series of Black women and why, and I did my own research this time. I dug into it a little bit more. Because my first reaction when I saw the last guy's video was kind of like an emotional reaction. And I was like, I need to talk about this right now. And I just got on real quick. But this one, it was more like I did my own research, and I can't believe how much research or how much this is a topic. Like I was not aware that this is really a topic and a concern in the Black community of why most Black women, 2 out of 5, most of them will not work out because of certain circumstances. We used to have 4 generations living in, that's true. You know, my family, my Indian side still does that, still to this day. So when my sisters both got married, they both went and they live with the in-laws. So it's like, it's a standard. It's not even like, because of like, oh, we want to save money. It's like, it's part of the culture. If you do it the real traditional Indian way, you go from your dad's house. So a woman and a man never, they like this culture of like women and men living on their own as a single person is very like American, but you're supposed to go from your mother and father's house straight into the man's mother and father's house. And then usually there's grandparents in there too. So like I posted an Indian wedding that I went to a couple of weeks ago. And so that girl is going to, so the wedding I went to, it's my sister's brother. So my brother-in-law, it's his brother. So my brother-in-law's brother got married and that woman, the woman she married is going to go into the house of the parents, and the grandparents are still alive. And there's a lot of, oh my God, the benefits are endless when you do that. Yeah, you don't have the luxury of like decorating exactly how you want, kind of like some of the fluffy surface stuff. You don't have like your personal space, right? You know, to do husband and wife things, like wherever you want to do them in the house, like you don't have that. But like you gain, I mean, generational wealth. All the incomes are going into one home. All the income. So that's a whole nother conversation. But that's, my grandmother was the last one to die at home. Okay. I speak on that all the time where Black Americans were discouraged to having yeah. And like, it's almost like, it's like, oh, you live with like, oh, but that's the standard on my Indian side. And actually, so I'm not going to, maybe one day I'll have my sisters on and they could talk about their own stories. But yeah, when they got married, they went from the marriage, not into an apartment with the new husband and wife, not into a house. They went straight to the parents' house. So yes, it's a westernized practice to not live with your community. And then you have to think about it too. So imagine, I love the idea of joint family. Yeah. Like I didn't even, okay, so this is what's interesting. So I didn't know that until my sister got married, because I just, being Americanized, I would go back and forth between my mom and my dad. And I would see it in Indian movies, but I thought it was what they just did in India. Right. But like, and so when my dad moved here, like it was just him by himself. So he didn't have my grandma like live with him, right? Because he moved from India. So he was more so like doing the migration journey. So I didn't grow up seeing my dad have like my grandma and grandpa in there, like the great grandparent. I didn't see that. So I was like, oh, this is like a standard. This isn't like something that's falling away. This is like, there's circumstances where the sons and the daughter, like the married couple doesn't live, but that's the standard. You're supposed to do that. So then when my sister got married, I was like, oh, like this is the standard. She's like, yeah, this is a standard. And it's actually kind of looked like a little bit nose turned up when you move out. Like some people, they'll like some people, they'll like, say, oh yeah, we're going to actually just move out and get our own home. It's kind of like frowned. I think it's becoming more common, but it's a little frowned upon. It's a little like, that's like, why? Like, is there like a problem? Like, is there drama? Like it gets people talking if you move out of the parents' house, Jamaicans, Africans, Asians, Indians, Europeans live with their communities and are very happy. And that's the thing, like, so when you have all these communities, so you have one community inside one home, and then all the homes are on one block. So then everybody is living with the grandparents, the great grandparents. Everybody's easily able to take care of the great grandchildren, right? Because there's so many people. Like right now, my nephew on my Indian side, there's like 10 babysitters, like automatically 10 babysitters. Like they don't have to worry about, there's so much help because like it's meant to be, you know, all in the community. Whereas like you'll see like, you know, it's normalized for like a, you know, a husband and a wife or a single person to go and just live on their own. So then it's like in America, there's like the brother, the sister, the parents, the grandparents. The grandparents live in one house. Then the parents live in one house. And then the children, let's say if they're not married, they live in their own apartments. So there's like all this money being divided when really all of those people could live under one roof. Let's see. Capera says, now elders store. Yes, exactly, Capera. That's why I refused to do that with my grandmother. And we almost had to do that, but God made it to where that did not happen. And I'm so happy the circumstances did not work out to where we didn't put my grandmother in a home. People like in other cultures are like, can't even believe that we have old folks homes here. They can't even believe it. They're like, what is that? What is that? Like you're supposed to like take on the elder. Let's see. I just checked out your shorts quick. The one where you refer to not doing core work through your 30s. I'm shocked you're in your 40s. No, I'm not in my 40s. I'm not in my 40s, but I do say my exact age in my last live. So if you want to watch my last live video, the one right before this, it's a one titled Black Women Don't Like to Work Out. I say my exact age in there. So you're going to have to watch that one. My friend Demba from Senegal share generations in the home or on compounds. They share and cut one cost easier. Yep. It's almost like, I don't know if it's the movies or I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's like, it is kind of crazy. It's like my grandma and grandpa lived in a home and then my single mom lived in her home, you know, but then like we really could have just like lived all the way together. I appreciate the compliments. You're 26, 27. No, I'm not. Nope. I have 5 grown children with 20 grandchildren, and I try and stress community living. Okay, wow. 5 grown children, 20 grandchildren. That is a blessing. That is so cool. Oh, that's goals. I wanted to move out. But see, and there it is right there. Patrick, you brought up a good point. So why do you feel no freedom? See, now in the Indian culture, and again, this is just from my microcosm experience, there's not a feeling of like no freedom. Like that's kind of like a manufactured, modern, westernized way of thinking. So like my brothers live with my dad, and when they get married, they're twins. When they both get married, both of their wives are going to live in my dad's house. And then they're going to have children, and it's just, they're all going to be on that 4 acres of land. So my brothers, it's like to them, they feel free in the house, right? Like you guys, my brothers get to just inherit like a 4 acre land just for specifically being born into it. So like my brothers, they're going to be 27 this year. They're like, they don't have the westernized mindset of like, I want to feel free, so I need to break out. That was put on us. I don't know. Again, you guys let me know. Is it like it's from the movies, or I don't really know where that's from, but same with women. Like we want to break out and have our own place, like right at 18, but like that's frowned upon. that's front. Like my dad, when I went away to college, like, or when I went to college, he was like, well, you could do, because I moved from Sacramento and I went to Fresno State, and my dad lived in Fresno. So he's like, oh, you're going to come live with us, right? And I'm like, no, I want to live in the dorms. And he like really had to like really had to, I know that probably, now that I think back, it probably was really difficult for him to like allow that. And I think he was, you know, considering, okay, Ciana is born in America, she's half black, like, but that was an option for my sisters who were full Punjabi. They were not allowed to live in the dorms. I got like kind of like a understandable card there, like, okay. But yeah, that was like, if he were to actually have told people that I was living in the dorms, he probably would have got like frowned, like people probably would have been like, you know, it's a layered topic. Bam, yep, that dream turned into a nightmare. Let's see, their wives are twin. Oh, no, that would be cool if they that would be cool if they found a twin women that were like, and ended up being their wives. Toxic typical family is why I left. Now, Patrick, and I hear you. I'm not trying to convince you that you need to go move back with your family, but like, so that is going on in Indian families a lot, right? But they are conditioned to deal with the toxicity. Like, cause breaking apart is like not even an option. So like they know that there's gonna be like drama. So actually there's whole movies on it. There's whole movies about the drama that happens when like the new wife moves in. Like there's all these like funny dramas because of it, you know? So it's, but like it's not an option to move out. Let's see. As someone who just lived through it, it was incredibly hard for your dad to go through. Yeah. I can imagine. It's like your 18-year-old daughter who it's already culturally looked down upon to have your daughter living like outside of the home. I know that was, but see, my mom, it's normal, right? Because she's from LA, she's from Compton. It's normal for women to move out at 18. But my dad, like he didn't understand it. He was like he was actually like mind boggled. Like he was like, the fact that I was even asking to do it, like the fact that it came out of my mouth, he was like confused, I think, like shell shocked, like, and then it started to sink in, like, okay, maybe this is the American way. Like, okay, I don't really like this, you know, but like, okay. I was stressing about being a communal family, but I'm now working to make money, put it all together and bring who can get in and fit in. Okay. Although most people in my family were all for her going away, which irked me. Oh, wow. Am I Indian and black? Yes, I am. So it's just a very layered, see how it's interesting? Like we have like the normal generalities of American culture, but then when you zoom down, it's like we all have our own individual like perspectives and you know, like just like the way that we view the world is like, it's so nuanced. So it's good for us to have dialogue because one's not right over the other, you know? Although most people in my family were, oh yeah, I read that already. I don't think it aligns with religious culture but it aligns and more inclined to American. Yeah, that's true. American culture is like, yeah, you turn 18, get on the grind, get to work, get your own apartment, go into debt, get a car, go into debt, take out credit cards, like, and then, you know, more traditional cultures, like a lot of like the immigrants, they're still so close to like the way that they've been doing things for thousands of years. Like my dad is different because like, so my dad was an immigrant. And so he's very closely tied and bred to that traditional way of Indian lifestyle. And then he linked up with other people that also still have that lifestyle. So when you go to my Indian life in Fresno, you would think I went to India. Like everyone's the food, the cooking, the food, the music, like you would think I walked into India. Like people have seen my story and been like, did you go out of the country? And I'm like, no, I'm in California. Like this is, but he linked up with other people. Now my black side, my mom, we got broken away from it because of slavery, right? So, you know, being coming from West Africa, I'm assuming that there was customs, a language, you know, the food, the smells, the colors, everything about being from West Africa was stripped away over 400 years. So now we have our Black American culture, right? And our Black American culture is in this, to Mick Swagger's point, systemic mindset instilled in the citizen. Exactly. So we have like, we're coming out of the chains of our mind. So we have a Black culture, but when you think of Black culture, it's like, what's Black culture to you guys? Everyone that's Black in here, and even if you're not Black, what's your perception of Black culture? Like, what's our Black culture? So I'll just say the Punjabi one, and then you guys let me know what the Black one is. So when I think of Punjabi culture, I think of hundreds of differences of traditions when there's marriage. An Indian wedding is a week long. There's a ceremony every single day. There's a ceremony that every single family member has to be a part of. There's ceremonies, there's food, there's very specific kinds of food in very specific kinds of order. When you walk into somebody's house, when you're welcoming, there's like oil put on the sides of the door. Like there is certain hair, the way that you care for your hair. There is a certain types of music, the sound, right? There is, in Indian movies, you're not allowed to kiss. Like if you watch an Indian, maybe today in 2025, they might be stretching the limit, but you're not allowed to see any woman and a man go behind a closed door, even if they're married. In an Indian movie, you always would see right here, and then they change the scene. You never see the lips touch. Okay, so soul food. Okay, what else? What else is Black culture? Like when you think of Black people, what is our culture? What are our customs? Like, so soul food, not from slavery only, but the economic destruction from yep. For example, Black Wall Street, yep, and the burning of the cities, yep. So we're coming out. Okay, hip hop, soul food. Okay, hip hop, soul food. What else? Being being indestructible. Yep, that's true. Like we can weather anything. I used to love Bollywood movies. Yes, for that. They may touch necks and dance together. That's it. Yeah. And they're never like rubbing their body on each other either. Like usually they're dancing side to side, or if they lean in, it's like a very, like you don't see a woman like pressing her breasts like up against a man and like rubbing him on the chest. It's very like, okay, marriage, jump the broom. Okay, so jumping the broom. Okay, jumping the broom is very influential. It's okay, but what specifically? So more specifics out of in here. So jumping the broom, that's something specific. Hip hop, indestructible. What else? When we think of our 40 million Black human beings, I believe there's 40 million or 39 million. I believe it's 40 million Black Americans. What is our culture? Independence. Okay. Okay. What's our culture? How many Black Americans? My phone is like, oh, wow. Oh, there's more. As of 2023, there's 48 million. I thought it was 40. So there's 48 million Black people in the United States. Okay, single mothers. That's interesting, Chelsea. And I'm assuming you're white based on your profile. Okay. So this is someone's perception from the outside, which, you know, and there is a lot of single mothers in the Black community, unfortunately. So single mothers, got pretty lips. Okay. Innovative. Okay. Strong in terms of not being weak. Okay. Black culture is very, okay. So influential, strong, not weak, innovative. So some of the feature, like the cultural, like the features, the physical features, pretty lips. You believe that there's more Blacks? 48 is a big chunk though, because there's like 320 million Americans, so 40, almost 50 million is a lot. Black culture is diverse depending on where you grew up. It has to do, it had to be recreated after slavery because most cultures stripped it from us. Yep. Meaning not, so for example, Holly says, meaning not being allowed to be weak, which is humanly oh, that's a good point, Hallie. That's a good point. And that's a big point for, especially for Black women and Black men too. I mean, for both. But that is true. In other cultures, especially for the women, they're allowed to rest in their comfort. But not Black women or men. We always got to be full throttle, going hard, out here getting it. We got to be on the grind. Like, it's just like, we're always in like this, like very, it's like always ramping up our nervous system. But other cultures, the women could be softer. The women could be relaxed. They could be, you know, so that is, I mean, again, not all the time. There's nuances, but yeah, that is true. My bad, off topic. Just a quick question. Yeah, sure. What's up? Want to learn from you to make my own money, be my own boss. Okay, why don't we talk about that in that's a good topic for members only. Well, we can dive deep with you on that. I have some ideas for you. Survival mode 24/7. That's true. Now this is what's interesting. So, okay, so when I'm on my Indian side, when I go to Fresno and there's events, right? And sometimes the events are done at different people's house in the Indian community. Every single house knows about the same exact rituals that you're supposed to do when you welcome people. Every single one. If I go to a different Black people's house in America, it's all different. It's all like all over. So that's what I mean. It's like our customs and traditions, like, and you guys said amazing ones, you know, like we're influential, we're strong, like, you know, we're indestructible. But like, if you notice, none of us are able to really say like actual specifics. Like if I go to Patrick's house, like there would really be a ritual for me to walk in the house. Like there's like a certain way you're supposed to welcome me in. There's supposed to be a way that you're supposed to treat me. There's a certain way that you're supposed to present me certain foods, right? Thank you. I was looking for that, Holly. I was looking for the brave soul that was going to admit that. I was looking for the brave soul, and I'm not surprised that it was you. Black Americans don't really have a culture. It comes to when it comes to rituals, and it's I know I'm still live. Yeah, no. Well, sometimes like when the flow is just going, I won't even notice. I've been on live for almost 2 hours. I won't even notice. When you're in your purpose and your passion, you just don't even notice the time. Now, okay, boom, Senegal. So when it comes into being from Nigeria, you know, being Nigerian from Nigeria, being Kenyan, being Senegalese, being from Niger. Now, when you go to them, they have all those rituals and they all know it. In every single household, when you're welcoming a guest or when you're entering a house, the way that you're supposed to present yourself. Okay, Hebrew Chili says, or child Chili, forgive me on that, just Hebrew. Black cultures are regional too. Exactly. So there's a different culture in LA County. When I go to Miami, it's a different Black culture. When I go to Houston, so see how it's all different? In India, it's the same. It's the same. You go in, the rituals are very, like, there might be tiny nuances, like tiny little specialties and nuances, but it's like, it's so embodied in the culture because it's been done and passed down for thousands of years. When we got taken away, all of that got stripped, all of it. So now when we think of culture, we're like, okay, music, hip hop, you know, we're thinking we're strong, we're indestructible. We're thinking, you know, barbecue cookouts. But like, you guys, we have a lot of work to do. So then when you meet an actual African person, like currently in Africa or just moved, they have hundreds and hundreds of customs that they're still connected to. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I don't have an answer to give you guys, but I like growing up as a child and having this dual perspective. I'm like, wow, this is so interesting how like the benefits of having the cultural traditions and rituals so tightly done up until 2025 and how and what we're like how we're having to start over. Like we don't have like if I go to Hallie's house, you know, if Hallie comes to my house, like we're gonna just kind of like do, you know, like, hey girl, you want some tea? Like there's no like standard, right? I mean, other than to be kind and welcoming, you know. Video of a group of white women working out to hip hop and the narrative in the comments is totally different. Went to Ghana and instantly knew I exactly. Okay, now why? Why did they instantly know? Why did they know that you were you were in their clothes? You went to Ghana in their clothes and they knew you were an American. Why did they know you were an American? Can you wish in advance happy birthday for my wife? Happy birthday, Anne. Wishing you blessings and abundance. Let's see. Kind of off topic, related to your last live. Group of black women working out to musical were so disrespectful. Oh, I didn't see that. Borderline racist. Then I saw your video. Oh, I didn't see that. Your facial features. Okay. I'd be like, shoes off. Yeah. It's true. Yeah, I have a I have a shoes off because so growing up on my Indian side, you like if you even like you wouldn't even forget because it's like brushing your teeth. It's like it's so embodied. Like you know how we all know how to drive and just gas brake. Like it's so like our bodies are wired to it. Like just like how I don't have to think to blink. In my Indian culture, you just know there's a section for the shoes. Like you go to an Indian person's house, there's tons of shoes outside or tons of shoes outside by the garage or whatever. Black people unless it's like told, which is on the rare side, you're assumed, you know, it's okay to walk in the house with your shoes on. Yep. Take those shoes off before stepping into yeah, I don't do shoes in the house either. But like culturally, you know, it's kind of like depending on the person in black culture. So see what I mean? Like there's like thousands of little things like that everybody just knows that automatically, but in black culture it's kind of like everything's very nuanced. In American black culture, it's like, okay, well, so it's just interesting how like we are having to deal with the aftermath. Well, see, me, to be honest with you, the shoes off thing, that came from me growing up seeing at my dad's house. On my black side, that wasn't a rule. You were allowed to have your shoes on. And then when I like, you know, just growing up, I was like, I kind of don't like the shoes in the house. Facts, American black culture is way different. Yep. Like I can I wouldn't even think, like if I go to an Indian person's house, I'm basically taking off the shoes before I even get to the sidewalk. Like but if I go to a black person's house, I don't even think about my shoes until they're like, oh, can you take your shoes off? It's because it's not a rule in black culture to do that. It's like that's an individualized thing. So it's very like, it's just, gosh, it's such an interesting topic. It's a fascinating topic to talk about. Beautiful black women getting BBLs instead of going to the gym. Oh, and you know, and all races are getting BBLs these days. But yeah, I hear you. Colonizers went to the African continent and drew a bunch of lines and told them they were different. It's true. It's true. It's just, yeah, yeah. And then I have a really close African friend, and like he knows all his customs. He's from Niger. He knows all his customs. So I'm like, wow, this is just an isolated American thing. The divide and conquer tactic. Yeah. That is true. When you really divide people, that is the best way to conquer them. It's not even to physically overbear them. It's like when you divide, it's like the mental divide is the smartest tactic. My grandmother was born in Libya. Oh wow. Oh wow. I don't want to profile your picture, Chelsea. Are you what's your ethnicity? Let's see. So yeah, guys, see how like fitness can lead to like hair, and then the hair leads to like ethnic background issues, and then we're talking about systemic racism, and then we're talking about customs. Like, see how it all like blends? Oh, you're Sicilian. Okay. To a degree. See, now when I think of Sicily, like, because I had some Italian friends growing up, they have a lot of rituals too, like a lot of customs and rituals, like certain ways to, like, the sauce is a big deal, like the way that you do the meatballs, like the way that you like certain things at certain ages for the girls. Like, I'm trying to think of what I remember from my Italian friends. Even like like the way that Italian houses are decorated are very similar. I feel like, so, like some of my Italian friends, like when I went to multiple of their houses, like they were decorated the same. Do you ever think about the fact that most cultural practices were just made up by someone at some point, and then everyone went along? That's so true. It's like right now I could say, okay, guys, there's 48 million of us. I'm declaring that this is the new ritual. And depending on how people resonated with it, it's like just the 30 of us could start doing it. And then like because we're doing it in our own lives, then you times that by like, you know, one family member, then that turns to 60, and then the 60 turns into 120, and then the 120 turns into 340, and then, or 240, and then the 240 then turns into, what is that? 480, right? So it is interesting. We could start to have like our own standards. We could start to, now that we're out of slavery, now that we've overcome that, now maybe Black Americans can have like actual rituals. Who knows? Where we all know, okay, if I go to someone's house in Atlanta, if I go to someone's house in New York, if I go to someone's house, like there's just a standard there. And even I feel like a little bit in the South, I feel like they might have this the best out of all the black cultures that are in the macrocosm of like the diaspora, I guess, the Black American diaspora. Like, I feel like the South is the best at this. Correct me or let me know if you guys disagree. Like, I feel like if you go to different Southerners' house, they all do kind of have like the similar like welcoming type of feeling. There's always like the tray with like the treats and the tea. There is very much like a homely feeling that you get, but I don't get that in other cities outside of the South. I don't get that. I don't get that in California. I don't get that in the East Coast. But like in the southern states, I feel like there is like this, like, yeah, nature. There is this nurturing feeling in the South that they have. Yeah, the true Southern hospitality. Yeah. That, I would say, if we could adopt that as a Black culture, you know, Black looks good on you. Thank you. I think that's a regional thing that all types of races have in the South. Yeah. Like I've gone to, so people in so I've gone to New Orleans, I've gone to Houston, I've gone to Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee. I've gone to, those are the only three cities I've been to in the South. I got the same treatment in all three cities. The same treatment. It's just like this, like, kick your shoe, like, not take your shoes off because we don't want the floor dirty, like kick your shoes off because we want you to feel like you're part of the family. Kick your shoes off. Here's a plate full of food. They keep stuffing you with food. And they kind of like create the environment to accommodate you. Do you want to watch something specific on the TV? Do you want to, how's the temperature? How's the temperature? Is it too hot? You good? You hot? You cold? You want a fan? Like, there's this like, wow, would love Atlanta, North Carolina. See, I didn't get that energy in Atlanta. Even though that's the South, considered the South, I didn't get that energy in Atlanta. Now that I think about it, I didn't get the Southern hospitality in Atlanta. I'm sure it exists. That just wasn't my personal. It seemed more like LA. And maybe that's because it's more of like a progressive city. I enjoyed Atlanta, but I didn't get the southern feel. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe South Georgia so maybe it's just Atlanta, because I just went to Atlanta, like the city aspect of it. Like I was like in Buckhead, I believe, and like Atlanta, and more of like the metropolitan vibe. And like, I mean, they were cool. I had a good time. Like it was fine, but you know, you guys know what I'm talking about with that, like that extra sauce, like that extra Southern love, that extra Southern hospitality. It is something special. Put a clean sponge in a dirty water and it gets dirty. We need to know when to allow the environment to seep into us and when to not let yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point. Let's see. Yes, downtown doesn't have it, but Midtown does. Okay. Okay. No, Atlanta is the prime example of why Blacks don't get along as a whole. The culture of me, myself. Yeah, that is definitely the culture that I felt as well. Atlanta is a major world city. Yeah, and it's out here too in LA. Like there's a lot of Black people. How many Black people live in LA? How many Black Americans live in Los Angeles, California? My stomach's going to start to growl. Oh, there's not that many. Sorry guys, if my stomach starts to I haven't eaten anything. Ooh, and it's 11, so I did a longer fast today. 385,000. So, and this was in 2021, so maybe it's closer. Let's just round up to 400,000. So there's 400,000 Black people in LA County. That energy's here too. I can't lie. It definitely is more out for yourself or you're just immediate people, like your immediate, you know, squad, but like not as a whole. All 400,000 need to like link up. When I visited Atlanta, I was treated well at the Black restaurants, Black activities, Black businesses. Okay, I love it. Didn't have any issues. Yeah. Yeah, like there was like when I went to Atlanta, I love Atlanta. It was just like kind of like the normal customer service that, you know, like just like the normal. It just reminded me of LA. It reminded me of LA. I'll put it like that. But now when I went to Memphis, when I went to New Orleans, I mean, they were like, you would have thought I was literally like their long lost family member that they haven't seen for decades. And like, I was on a missing signs poster for years and I was rediscovered. Like, that's how they were treating me. Like, it was wild. It was like, they wanted to like, literally like treat me like a queen. Like, you would have thought I was royalty. It's considered the Black Mecca. Okay, yep. LA, New York. Yeah, stingy business. Yeah, and maybe it's just the culture out here because you kind of like when you're in a metropolitan city, it's a different beast. So, you know, I'll give some grace there. I have to visit Memphis, and no, I always hear great things about those places in Texas. Yeah, Texas, I had a great experience too. But I would say my top 2 Southern experiences was actually New Orleans and Memphis. I can tell you all the true story about my first time in Atlanta. You cried laughing. Okay, what is it? What is it? Let's see. My stomach's growling, guys. Oh, wow. Not that many people in California thanks to Planned Parenthood. We got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better. You live 3 hours from Atlanta. Okay, you fit right in Miami. I love Miami. I considered actually moving there for like a little while. I love Miami so much. I really do. I love the lifestyle. Like, it's very beachy. It's like there's all this tan, glistening skin everywhere. Everybody's like fit, or no, I mean, not everybody, but there's like kind of like this fitness culture out there. It's kind of like skin is in. That's more my style. It's like that in LA too. You guys always see I'm always in like sports bras and stuff like this because it's like it's normal to dress like this out here. You know, of course with reason, right? Like not having it all out, but in Miami, I've seen men walking around in thongs. Like they're really out there. Yeah, yachts, supercars. Yeah, I love that kind of, I do love yachts and supercars and stuff like that. you know, it's enjoyable to be around. Yeah, my stomach is really growling. I have not eaten anything, which is good. I'm located in Los Angeles, California. There is yachts and supercars out here, but like nobody goes to the beach isn't really like a thing. Like people do go to the beach, but like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a journey to get there. And it's always like warm at the beach in Miami. Here it's not like that. It's a hit and miss. Like sometimes it'll be freezing. Even though it'll be like you drive 20 miles inland, it's nice and hot, and then you go to the beach, it's like cold. Most people in Miami look rich. Okay, nice. I've always wanted to visit Cali because of the palm trees. Yeah, it is nice. Like there's really nice weather, but I don't want to like be misleading. LA is known for beaches, but like you kind of like live near the beach and you stay in that region. So like if you know, Malibu, you live in Malibu, you kind of stay in Malibu. If you live in Santa Monica, it's on the beach, you kind of stay in Santa Monica. If you're living in Long Beach, you know, you just stay in Long Beach, right? Like a lot of people that live in Hollywood, Beverly Hills, downtown LA, the whole San Fernando Valley, that's kind of would be like a journey for us. Like it'd be like, okay, it's 25 minutes away with no traffic, but like, do I really want to do a beach day? You know, you were a beach bum in Cali. Sorry guys, my stomach is talking right now. People say LA is overrated and expensive. I considered going, but they always said don't. I would say, Patrick, if you have the ability, like you should visit LA and kind of like make your own assumption, because this is the thing. It depends. Like if you are somebody that wants to be in the entertainment industry and you're just not making it, I could see how you could have a bitter taste in your mouth. Me, I was born here, right? I was born here. So, you know, my black side is here. You know, we do normal things that everybody else is doing in America. Like I'm going to go to the gym. Like we go out to eat. We go to the movies. Like we just do normal stuff. Yes, on the overpriced side, but kind of not, because again, like it depends, you know, a lot of people want to be here. So that's just economics. If a lot of people want to be in one region, it's in higher demand and, you know, there's less supply. So money goes up. There's a reason why people want to be here, right? There is some beautiful views. You do have access to things that you don't have access to other places. You know, so, but here's why people say it's overpriced. When you don't want the access to those things, then you're like, it's overpriced, right? So if you want to live like a very like traditional, normal American lifestyle where you just go to a 9-to-5, you might go out to eat every once in a while, you might go to the mall, and you kind of like maybe travel out of the country once a year, it doesn't make sense for you to live in Beverly Hills or in downtown LA or in Hollywood. But if you live in Hollywood, yeah, it's going to be worth the money for you. If you live in Beverly Hills and you have access to certain environments, certain rooms, certain people, it's going to be worth it for you because you're getting more of a benefit. So it just, you gotta think about who told you that. Did an actor tell you that? A model, an athlete, someone that owns a business? You know, that I would be surprised. If it was kind of like an everyday person, then that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me then. And so, you guys, it's so sad. Hollywood, Malibu's like burnt down right now. It's like really sad because of the fires. Like I love Malibu. I've talked about Malibu a lot because where I live in LA County is like, I live like, that would be the closest beach to me is Malibu. I love, that's like my secret little haven. And it's like a lot of stuff is burnt down. It's really sad. But, so really just, and this is just in general, I've been learning this. Yeah. An everyday person told me that. Boom. There you go. I had a feeling. Everyday person told me that. Yeah. So it's like, if you're an everyday person, if you're an everyday person, like, and you visit LA, people are disgusted. They're like, oh my God, like, this is ridiculous. Why is it so expensive? Da, da, da. But if you're someone who's trying to to go after your dreams and your goals of being a singer, an actor, a model, maybe being a director, maybe being a business owner, and like you want this to be your, you know, your headquarters. If you want, you know, like there's just different industries out here. If that's not your goal, then people will be like disgusted. Like, so just, I had to learn that too. Like when I'm like, ooh, I want to live in New York. Cause I always told myself I want to live in New York for like 3 months just to say I did it. And some people were like, oh my God, you're going to hate it. Da, da, da. But then I'm like, okay, well, you're someone that is a hermit. Like you don't like to like explore. So like for you, that sounds like torture. So you're telling me that from your one lens. So you got to find people that are on your vibe and then ask them their opinion. I said the same thing. It's a harsh reality. You're Punjabi. I'm half Punjabi. Let's see. Hello, welcome, welcome. If you haven't liked the video or subscribed yet, tap in. We have real conversations over here. I used to live in Galveston, Texas. It's an hour from Houston. I loved every inch of Galveston. Oh, awesome. You would fit right in New York. Yeah, like I like going, like I love like Central Park. I love the rooftop vibe out there. I love that there's always like new hip like restaurants. I love that there's like the hustle and bustle. I think is like cool. I don't know if I would want to be in that every day. Like even me, I don't live in Beverly Hills. I don't live in downtown LA. I might actually move into those areas. I'm debating, but like I live a little bit more on the outskirts of those more popular cities. And that's more my vibe. Like I like to pop into it when I want, and then I pop back out into more of the calm life. New York has a gang problem for many decades. It's been spewing for years between the rats and the roaches. Well, you know, there's gang activity in LA too. Why do you say Punjabi versus Indian? So because India is huge. So India is huge. So it's kind of like saying, like if someone were to say, and obviously Africa is a continent, but like if someone were to say I'm African, like it's just such a, it's such a broad term. So it's like, oh, well, are you from Kenya? Are you from Niger? Are you, you know, from Ghana? Are you from, it's like a way to kind of like narrow it down. So you know, Punjab is a state at the top of India. It's right next to the Middle East. So like, you know, when I say Punjabi, people can narrow it down where it is in the whole country. So if I say India, it's like, okay, well, are you from like West India, East India? Are you South Indian? Like, where is it at? You know what I mean? So yeah, like if I could be sitting next to like 10 other Indian people, but we're all different ethnicities. Exactly, like Tamil, exactly. So it's like if I say I'm Indian, it's like someone might be like, okay, well, are you Tamil? Are you from Mumbai? Are you, I don't know all the states in India, to be honest with you, but like there's several states in India. So it's like, okay, well, where are you? And okay, I'll put it like this. If I were in let's say I was in China. Let's say I visited China and they're like, oh, like, you know, where are you from or where do you live? That's like if I said the United States. I mean, that's not really a cultural part of it, but it would be like, you know, United States is just too huge. So I would say, oh, like I'm from California. And too, Indian people, like they literally are different ethnicities within India. So they're all Indian, but there's specifics. So like Punjabi people, like when you think Punjabi, I'm going to show you guys actually. I'll show you guys. So, let me just do a quick little. Okay. So if I type in Punjabi women, like this is the type of women that will pop up. Like this is like a typical like looking Punjabi woman. Okay. So another Punjabi woman would be, and so I do not like, it's rare when someone, It's very rare. Like, I think I've gotten it, maybe I can count on one hand when people have been like, are you Punjabi? It's rare because they're very fair skinned. They usually have lighter eyes. Yeah, Punjabi women are like, they look, this is like the typical look of like a Punjabi woman. So now if I type in Indian, so now I'm just going to type in Indian woman. Okay. I'm just going to type the broad one. So this is more what comes up. Do you guys see the difference? Yeah, it's like, it was actually, like, this is like India, right? Like India in general, the women, the skin tone is a darker skin tone. I think I gotta do more, to be honest, I gotta educate myself more. I just haven't had a reason to know this information. So it's not like I don't want to know it. I just haven't had a reason to necessarily know, because it's not like I need to, I go around talking about Indian history in America, but I think there was like some kind of like Middle Easterns came down to like the top of India and like conquered. And so like that's why a lot of them are lighter over there. On the top of that, people might assume you mean Native American. Oh yeah, exactly. That's another huge one. Yeah, that's a good point, Hallie. I've gotten that too. When I say Indian, they're like, oh, so like Choctaw, Cherokee, you know. So this would be another one, like another Indian. If you just, that, like the general look. This would be like an Indian girl without like all of the traditional stuff on. Yeah, they're all gorgeous, all beautiful, beautiful features, beautiful hair, beautiful bone structure, all of that. But yeah, it's like there's just a difference, you know? And then now that you guys have seen, so then like, see, this is like a Punjabi girl. So they're just more fair, I guess, is like the general, and the features too. Like some of the features, like I can always tell it, but don't get it twisted. There's dark skinned Punjabi people too. It's just more rare. You just don't see it as often. Is there her foot in her head? Indiana women love me, big facts. I'm half Punjabi, half black. Are you familiar with the caste system? Yeah, it exists. I do know which one my father's from. I'm not going to say it, but yeah, there's a caste system and it still exists, but it's not it's like, that's starting to fade. Gosh, my stomach's going to start growling. I think I got to get something to eat, because it's like the growling is getting louder. And I don't want somebody to like cut that part out and be like, Ciana's stomach was growling. Are you familiar? Or wait. Let's see. And then because I'm half black, most people, if I said India, they just automatically assume, because I'm dark, that I'm from like a state from South India. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Okay, YouTube shorts of yours. Yeah. People are weird. People will, cut out stuff, cut out clips and all that. It's like, I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to go eat. Well, I'm going to eat something. I'm going to eat something really light, because it's okay. So now it's 11:25. I'm going to eat something light. Then I'm going to go work out. I'm doing like kind of a rested day today. You guys, I pulled something in my leg. So I'm just like, it's 90% healed. So I'm just going to be cool and just do a lot of walking today and then work. How do I grow my hair so long? So I don't do anything. It's just genes. I'm kidding. I did a lot to grow my hair long. So I do, you have to do the scalp massaging every day. So when I'm in this, when I'm, no, it's not. It's not. It's growling. It's growling. So when I am in the shower, I'll literally take my fingers or like a brush and I'll like go like this. There's always one that wants to like take it there. But I'll do this with my fingers, or I'll take a brush and do that. So you have to stimulate your scalp. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, I do all kinds of oils on the scalp, like my scalp, and I do it on the end of my hair. Every day, I always put oil on the bottom of my hair. Every day. Because what happens is sometimes like our hair is growing, but then it just keeps breaking off. So I make sure that there's always oil on my hair. Number two, I've been using this, and I know it's not going to be fancy. It's not the prettiest looking bottle, but I use mane and tail shampoo. I don't know what is in that. I want to research it. I don't know what is in that shampoo. You think you're half Punjabi or Indian, but I'm not sure because I never knew my dad. My hair is similar to yours. Oh, okay. Wow. What's the other mix? What's your other mix, Priya? Are you like you're half Indian, and what else? So yeah, mane and tail. I've been using it for like 14 years now. Like not even kidding. It's called mane and tail. There's a picture of a horse on it. It's the ugliest looking bottle. It's something you would never even think to like buy because it's just it's not marketable. Like it's not a good looking bottle. And black. Oh wow, that's awesome. That's cool. So protein. So my hair started growing a lot when let's see, you're out here creating insecurities, almost 40 and you're looking 25. I appreciate it. Okay, protein. So you gotta be up on your protein. Hair is protein. Hair is made up of protein. So like if you don't have enough, whether you eat meat or not, like my hair, you guys, it's literally all the way down. It's like past the camera, I think. It's like it's touching my hair for years. It would not grow past right here, and I'm just like, maybe that's genetic. Maybe it's just genetic. It just won't grow past here. I up my protein. It was just consistently boom, 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 boom. So we really are made up of the building blocks of protein. We're made up of vitamins and nutrients. Like we're made up of these minerals. And if we don't put these minerals, some of the minerals our body makes, but most of them they don't. So you have to put it in your body. My mom was black. Oh, rest in peace. Rest her soul. My condolences. Rest in peace to your mother. I feel stress-free. I feel you on that. My hair is the same way. It won't grow past my... Okay, protein. Priya, do you have at least 100 grams of protein a day? Honestly, at minimum. But that's minimum, by the way. I'm trying to get mine up to like 130. I'm struggling to reach 100. Some days I can do it. Some days I don't. But do you have at least 100 grams of protein a day? Next year, me and Ciana are definitely... LOL, and I'm scared as... Me next year... Wait, sorry. Yeah, next year, me and Ciana are definitely... I'm confused. 100 is a lot, I know. Do you guys know that we're supposed to be having the amount of protein we're supposed to have is... like say if you're 150 pounds, you're supposed to have 150 grams of protein. The average person gets like 20 or 30 grams of protein a day, maybe 40. And even guys, like when I started having more protein, even my muscles started to like, cause your muscle, it needs like all this started to come through. I don't know what this muscle is called on top of your shoulder. But like as like I started to have more protein, all these things, like see this right here, I don't want that to get any bigger, by the way. I don't want that to get any bigger. But like this is a muscle. This isn't fat. Like this is like, I don't know what that is. But like all this started to, I never had like, I don't know if you guys can see it. Like see some of the definition that's starting to happen. Like there's like a muscle here. There's like a little muscle, like it's real subtle. But you guys know when you see it on women, it pops a lot. You have to have protein. I always thought like if you lift weights and do protein, you're gonna get like bulky. It's not true. It's just not. I'm like proving it to myself. It's not true. Thank you so much for the tip on the protein. Yeah. And I talk about that in my other videos. I was shooketh. And I just felt better. I felt like, it was like my body was like, finally you're nourishing like this body. Like I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm having fruits and vegetables. Like I'm healthy. That's what I thought. I'm having fruits, vegetables, nuts. I wasn't having enough protein. So now what I do is I do chia seeds. I do chia seeds. I sneak in protein as much as I can. So chia seeds, flax seeds. The nut that has the most protein is almonds. Let me see. Wait, what'd you say? Everyday muscle? Or just do my shoulder routine. I feel like if I do your shoulder routine, I'll get the muscle that goes from like this muscle. This one right here will look like a wing. I'm not trying to be out here flying around with that, looking like I can just like open up my wings and like, I don't want to do that. That is not my vibe. No offense to any other women that might like that look. I do not want that at all. So I actually try to chill on that. Like, or I try to like do my arm in a certain way where like it won't build that, but like that is starting to build and I don't like that. I don't like it. This, I'm not, Yeah, I don't want a thick neck. I don't want a thick neck. I don't want a big back. I don't want that. I don't want a big neck or back. I don't. Oh, girl, you got to use them weights. I will say it does make me feel more confident to wear things like this when, like, now that I have like more, my arms and stuff are getting more defined. Let's see. So yeah, I was shocked. I felt better. I felt like I had more natural energy. My sleep was better when I upped my protein. My sleep got better. What else got better? I have perfect eyesight. Like I don't have any issues with my eye. I don't wear glasses. What else? What else did I notice improve? You guys know, like, I know this is kind of weird, but I even felt like my teeth, like, I felt like my teeth felt stronger. I know that's really weird, but like, some people like will bite down and their teeth will crack. Like just, you bite down the wrong way and their tooth will just go boop. Like, I feel like having like enough protein, it's like helps your teeth. Like, it's just, yeah, you need protein you need protein. It's like if you were to like take us apart brick by brick, like you would then see, oh, we're actually just a bunch of like all the, like the periodic table or whatever. Oil pulling peroxide, baking soda. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you, okay. Yeah. Okay. So to get in your protein, I always sneak it in as much as I can. So morning and night, chia seeds, chia seed water, chia seed, see, it's really like, it's not pleasurable. Like the chia seeds expand, but it's really good for your digestion too. So chia seed teas, I think there's like 3 grams of protein per serving. So if you can get in 2 of those, like in the morning and night, that's 6 grams. Hemp seeds, I'll do 3 tablespoons. So that's about 20 right there. Almonds. So if you want to snack on some almonds, there's like 6 grams or 7 grams of protein per serving. So there's that. Also getting in legumes. So garbanzo, just pick out your favorite beans. I love black beans. black beans, lentils, garbanzo beans or chickpeas. Those are my favorites. And then, or even a pinto bean, any kind of bean. And then another one is quinoa. So you can get a lot of protein from quinoa. Quinoa is more of like a carb, so just be careful. But quinoa is a high source of protein as well. There is some protein in spinach. So if you can, you know, saute up some spinach, there's like, I think, 4 to 5 grams of protein in spinach. You can have a protein shake. So I'll do a vegan shake with the 20. So per serving, it's like 20 grams. And then I'll add in flax seeds. So that'll add in another 10. So that's a 30-gram protein shake right there. What else do I do? What else do I do? Fruits don't really have any protein. There's like maybe 1 gram per serving of protein. So, I mean, it's still something. Tofu, if you're into tofu. And of course, any meat. So if anyone eats meat on here, any meat, 3 times a day. Like, get 20 grams, you know, per serving. Bye, Ciana. I'm hitting the road. Okay, bye. I know I'm about to get out of here too. Yeah, I add in protein powder. Yep. And the protein powders that I use, you can check them out. There's so many good ones out there, but if you like need some ideas, I have some down in the description. All right, guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Become a member. I'm going to do a members live later on. So we dive even deeper, and I can get deeper with you guys. So if you want to become a member, if you want to support the channel, if you feel like you find value from the channel, become a member. And I actually really love the conversations in there because I can get to know, like, there's like 26 people, so we don't get to dive as deep, you know, but like we get in real deep, and I actually really get to know you guys. And I've been able to help, you know, a couple people like work through some things in the live. So tap in. And I will start doing, oh, really quick other announcement. If anyone has Rumble, look, YouTube is my #1 priority, but I have to be smart, right? Because this is still a platform that, you know, anything can happen. I have a backup account on Rumble. So if anyone has Rumble, you know, you don't need to make an account if you don't, but like if you happen to have Rumble already, follow me over on Rumble. It's Ciana Singh. It's the same username, Ciana Singh, that it is over here. So yeah, have a beautiful rest of your day, guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye.